Hi, my name is Steve Dickman, President for Outpost Centers International. We're partnering with many organizations, including ASI and many of the organizations you'll hear reporting today. Just a live update, a report from Ukraine, what's happening on the ground, how you can be helpful, how you might get to be a part of helping some of the refugee families that are fleeing and supplying some of the needs there in the country of Ukraine. First of all, I'm going to go this morning to Joel, Gideon Rescue Group there. And Joel, just give us a report about your angle and what's happening there and some of the needs.
Millions of people that are fleeing is just tremendous. We're here in Lviv, Ukraine, which is close to the Polish border. And so we've been going to the train station every single day and passing out thousands of pieces of truth-filled literature. There's also a lot of medical aid and other things of humanitarian aid that's being offered. And we thought that our part could be to meet that spiritual need to help them with the hope of Jesus and to answer questions like, if God is love, why does he allow suffering, and what happens after death, and things like that. And so we're excited to be a part of that. There's two great needs that I would say that we've noticed here in Lviv. The first one is education. Out of the 3 million people that have escaped the country, 1 million are children. And so we have been coordinating with the local conference to create a teacher volunteer program. So if you're a retired teacher, student, we would love your help. And then the second need, we see a great need for transportation of goods, medical things on the front lines. I talked to someone this morning out in East Ukraine and close to Kiev, where the bombings are, and babies are dying due to lack of baby formula. Very few people that are willing to make those trips, and there are some of us that are willing, but we're in need of a van and transportation and medical supplies. And so we're really just praying that God would lead. And so if you would like to help out with the teacher project and would like to volunteer maybe an hour of your time every day or several times a week, or you'd like to donate or pray or help in any way with the medical needs and transportation and helping people escape through vans, the website to go to is GideonRescue.org. That's GideonRescue.org/Ukraine. Thank you guys so much, and appreciate your prayers, and we're excited to partner with you in the Lord's ministry.
So friends, if you can teach an English class, and you don't have to go there to do that, you can do that online. And we'll put up those links so you can be aware of where to go to engage with that. Ostap, know that you're with us here today. Thank you for joining us again. Just talk to us a little bit about what's happening there with Build and Restore and how things are moving forward.
We have been busy collecting supplies, both medical, baby formulas, and other supplies that are needed for the efforts in Ukraine. We have 3 locations: Washington near Seattle, Dallas, Texas near Fort Worth, and also in Sacramento, California. The supplies are then distributed, some with volunteers that are going over there. Other supplies are heading over by air on the ground in Ukraine. We have a few team members that are driving vehicles and distributing food, also bringing out refugees from areas that are hot zones. The biggest need that I think we have is for people to continue to pray for this effort. We have a Amazon wish list that if you would like to purchase something or contribute in that way, you can go to Amazon and find Build and Restore International wish list. And then through our partners, we will distribute that accordingly. Thank you for all of your support and all your prayers. We'll continue to update you as the work continues.
What a blessing to have that coordination taking place on the front lines. We have Alexei with us. Alexei is ministering there just outside of Ukraine, but has strong connections at our home inside. Alexei, what is the greatest need there right now, and how are things going on the ground?
Our home has received close to 700 refugees. So we have about 80 people staying with us 10 days or more. Some are staying for indefinite time. And we still receive some people just for a day or two. Tonight, we are expecting a new group of 20 people coming. Thanks for the previous donations. They have been able to provide food and room and board there.
Thank you, Alexei. Appreciate that. Just let them know they're in our prayers, and we're praying that the Lord will open the windows of heaven to supply their needs day by day. Mm-hmm. We're going to go to Marcus. Marcus is on the ground there looking for and helping to establish a mobile medical clinic there.
It's amazing how I was led to the right people at the right time. And to make it short, we have a nice site. We have a place where there is more than 100 tents ready to pick up refugees coming across from the Ukraine. It's right in the south, Giurgiulesti, about a few hundred meters away from the Ukrainian border and a few hundred meters away from the Romanian border. We have talked to the local authorities. I was with the mayor last night. I was with the vice mayor. We talked to the emergency coordinator, the fire chief. They all are very happy that we come. I think we found the right place. There's no other NGO there at the moment, and we're expecting quite an influx of refugees when the war gets more intense in the south. So we are organizing now. We're trying to find out what's the best option. We have a bus, a medical bus, or should we have a container, or should we put up a tent? What we also would like is an ambulance, preferably 4x4. The medical system here is stretched beyond what they can actually cope with. And now they have all these refugees coming as well. They try their best, but they just can't. So if we can support them there, they're very happy. We were discussing that in Adventist Help. At the end of this operation, when everything has gotten back to normal, we could just leave everything here and thus help the Moldavian people, the Moldavian health system to up their standards a bit. So whatever we bring in here is never lost. Now, what we're looking for is anything that you can use in a medical clinic. We are talking about striker beds, ECG, defibrillator, oxygen tanks, beds, ultrasound, whatever you need in primary health care. Get in touch with us, and we have the help of this government here to get it into the country with no extra costs. And what we need now is volunteers, we need funds, and we need the equipment, some medicines as well.
Thank you so much, Mark, for what you're doing there on the front lines in establishing an emergency support system there in Moldova. And we'll be praying about that. We're going to open the link again for those who view this to be able to donate and to encourage and to support what you're doing there. Dr. Yuri, thank you for joining us. Tell us about what's happening and what is your greatest need there right now in the country of Ukraine as you operate the Angelica Clinic.
We are continuing to accept humanitarian aid and distribute it between our partners, bus drivers who are evacuating people. Also, we were blessed this week with this refrigerator, which contains now medications. It was given as a free gift, so we have here a lot of medications, and our sisters volunteering here, preparing for a distribution for Kiev, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Nikolaev, and the Odessa region as well. And continuing distribute bread. For now, from the starting, our bread delivery was over 13 tons of the bread, so average number 1,200 breads daily. The greatest need now is still medications, because this homemade pharmacy is enough for only maybe a week or 10 days, because the need is huge. For psychosocial support with mental health support, we were blessed with a team from Weimar Institute. Dr. Nedley has sent us a team of students and 3 doctors. Today we're visiting a refugees camp from Nikolaev region. We are praying about good bus, because last week both of our buses was broken, and we stopped at evacuation for 3 days to restore it. Actually, our bus is 15 years old. Yesterday, a patient with diabetes type 1, actually she had a last dose for next 2 days of insulin, and it was on-time help from Romania. They just delivered from Târgu Mureș city several dozens of insulin, and she was blessed with this very kind of insulin, what she needed. Jesus is helping through people just on time. So I'm impressed, and thank you so much for your caring big heart, for your donations, for your real support.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yuri, for joining us today and for that report about what is happening there on the ground at the clinic. Sergey is with us from ADRA. I would like Sergey just to say a word about the program that he's operating and how he's helping local people on the ground there in Ukraine.
So as for now, there are approximately 3 million people, IDPs, internal displaced person, and the biggest part of them have gone to Europe to look for shelter, and lots of different ADRA offices are taking care of them. There are big needs, in food supplies and different medication supplies. You've heard Joel's presentation, him to find some teachers for kids that were, scattered around the Ukraine. My appeal is to Southern Adventist University, where is the biggest, the biggest mission department. You can organize these students to work during the summer time with online in Zoom with the kids. We provide now different programs. One of it is to provide multi-purpose cash on cards of people. We are preparing to launch this project. The other big project is to help with psychosocial help. And of course, we work with evacuation of people. We bought 10 buses, and they're going to cruise around the big cities that were affected by the war actions. So we're dealing with providing food and different stuffs for people, for internally displaced people who are now located in our schools, in our churches. But so as for now, so these are the needs that we have.
Appreciate that. Friends, today you've gotten a live report from what's happening on the ground in Ukraine. Various ministries, they're feet on the ground, they're real people, they're working on our behalf. We're asking you today to consider what you can do, to pray about what you can do to support the work that's happening on the ground in the Ukraine. You'll see the donation links alongside the page there. You can go to our OCI website. We have each of these ministries listed there and information how you can contact them individually, or you can make a donation right there on the OCI website to help these ministries, and just put a note in there that which ministry you would like it to go to, or just for where needed most. And we're attempting to help supply those needs in the field. You can see that the crisis is not getting less. It's actually increasing in magnitude still at this point. While we pray for peace, we must also work to help those who are in need. Friends, today, again, we're just inviting you to pray about what you can do. Go to our website and help us meet these needs in the Ukraine. Thank you, and God bless you.